Hello, I hope you're doing well, and this video is going to be a March reading bowl journal setup. This time I'm basing the whole theme around this set of celestial stickers that you see to my right. And I'm only going to be using stickers that have brownish peachy tones, so that's pretty much going to be the color scheme for my setup. I'm starting things off by adding a girl sticker to the bottom of my spread, and then adding 3 of these hanging starry planet stickers to the top. There are actually only 3 of each kind of sticker in the pack, so I loved how the planet stickers sort of fit perfectly on the top of my page and left me just enough space for the heading, which you will see in a bit. And to match the sort of neutral tones of the stickers, I'm going to be using a lot of craft paper in this setup, just to add a little bit of a scrapbook feel, and because it just matches the color scheme of the stickers so well. On the right of the spread, I wrote first lines in silver because the stickers have a silver sheen and I wanted to match that. And this spread is pretty much going to have all of the first lines from the books that I read in March. Just something that I thought it was kind of cool to keep track of, because lots of books have very different takes on what their first lines are. Some of them kind of foreshadow the book, some of them jump right into the action, and some of them are, well, nothing special. And I'm actually going to be writing them down on that piece of brown craft paper on the right of my spread. And on the left, I'm using silver lettering stickers for the name of the month. And again, they're silver to match the silver tones in the stickers. And I also decided to add a little quote, and the quote says, "March is a month of expectation." And I think that's actually very fitting. I do tend to expect, well, the coming of spring and summer in March, since summer is my favorite season, so I definitely understand what they're saying, but I suppose a lot of people kind of might associate that with like March break or Easter. Whatever your association is, I still think the quote is very fitting for this particular month. And my final touches for this particular spread were a little bit of washi tape with some silvery trees, which I'm going to be using a lot in this setup, another sticker from the same set, and a whole bunch of these dot stickers in pretty much the same color scheme that I'm going to be using for this setup, so I thought they went perfectly. The next spread, I'm starting off with some craft paper as a base for my headings, and this spread is going to be my TBR spread, so my to be read spread for the month, and my books read spread. You'll notice that I actually made a mistake when writing books read. I kind of wrote a D instead of an A, so I had to cover that up with a circle sticker, which I think actually worked very well and kind of fit perfectly. And after that, it was pretty much time to decorate the spread, and I'm using the same things that I will be using for the rest of this setup, which are some more stickers from the same set, and here I'm using the sort of peachy reddish planet sticker at the top, because it just fit the space between my headings so perfectly, and I also went with a silvery sort of hanging crystal sticker at the bottom. The last sticker that I used was this sort of starry hanging sticker that I put on the right of the spread, just because that side felt a little bit empty since the crystal sticker is so large. Of course, I had to add some more of that silvery tree washi tape, and I added that at the bottom because the top was actually already pretty busy with the headings and the stickers. And I also wanted to add a little bit of color down there, so I added a little bit of peach washi tape as well. And finally, I added a whole bunch of the neutral dot stickers to make things a little bit more interesting. The next spread is going to be my favorite quotes of the month spread. So on this spread, I'm pretty much going to write down all of my favorite quotes from the books that I read in March. Here I wrote the word quotes in silver because that's pretty much what the spread is about, and kept the rest of the heading in black, just because I wanted quotes to stand out a little bit more. Started decorating this spread by adding a little bit of the silver tree washi tape under the heading to underline it in a way, and then I added a little bit of peach washi tape under that to add a little bit of color. Of course, I had to use some more stickers as well, and I went with the same girl sticker that I used for the title page, and I also added a little feather sticker at the top. Now, the feather sticker doesn't actually match the color scheme perfectly, but it's still fairly light, and just like the entire sticker set, it has a very celestial theme, so I thought that it still worked very well. My final touch for the spread was adding a little bit of a very light brown colored washi to the bottom. The next spread, I'm starting off with craft paper yet again, and here I will be using it for a small section at the bottom and for my headings at the top. This spread is going to be my reading review and my favorite book of the month spread. So my reading review is pretty much where I'm going to reflect on my reading for the month, so what kind of genres I read, what kind of books I read, whether or not I enjoyed them, how much I read in general, and all manner of things like that. And my favorite book of the month, and yes, you will see later that I actually wrote books plural, and I only noticed it now during the voiceover, so I will definitely go back and fix that later. But my favorite book of the month is, well, pretty much self-explanatory. It's going to be my favorite book out of all of the books that I read this month, and I definitely wanted to dedicate an entire spread to kind of making notes on it, thinking about why it's my favorite book, and thinking about maybe how it might influence my future reading habits. And that little section of craft paper at the bottom left is actually going to be my monthly stats. So how many books I read and the total number of pages that I read. Just, you know, a little extra fun thing to keep track of. And to decorate the spread, I used a bunch of stickers from that set. So I added a little planet sticker in that empty space between my headings because I definitely wanted to fill it with something interesting. And I added this silvery pen sticker with a pen, again because there was an empty space in the top right corner. And then I just kind of wanted to balance out the spread and add a few more stickers here and there to make things more interesting. And in the rest of the spread, where I felt that something was missing, I added a little bit of that same peach washi tape and a few of those circle stickers just to make things a little bit more fun. The next spread is going to be my good things spread, and this is actually something that I haven't seen any other person doing, but I thought it would be really interesting to keep track of the best things from the books that I've been reading that month. Now, you probably don't know this about me, but writing is sort of a hobby for me, so I thought that this might be something interesting for me to, I don't know, learn from later on. But even if you're not into writing, I think that you might find a spread like this useful, just because it sort of might help you to figure out what kind of things you actually like about the books you're reading, and it might help you to make choices that will lead to, well, more interesting books in the future. For how I put the spread together, here I wrote the heading in silver, again to match all of the silver themes, and I added a little bit of that silver tree washi tape and a little bit of the peach washi tape to underline the heading. Now the spread actually felt very empty to the left and the right of the heading at the top of the spread, so I decided to fill in that space with a few of those circle stickers, and I actually really like how this came out. And of course, I had to use some more of those celestial stickers to match my theme. But this time I actually went in a more simple direction, and I only added two, one on each side, both of which are these sort of hanging star stickers. And despite the fact that this spread actually is very simple, I still really like how this came out. This next spread I actually started off with some washi tape, and I'm adding that silver tree washi tape to the sides of my spread, and I'm also going to be adding a little bit of the orange washi tape to add some color, and just because I thought that the silver tree washi tape was a little boring just on its own, but the orange washi tape kind of made things, I don't know, come together. And this spread is my bad things spread. So very similar to my good things spread, this is where I'm going to be writing down all of the things that I liked the least about the books that I read. And again, for my writing hobby, I think that this will be very helpful so that I can, figure out what not to do when I'm writing. But in general, I think it's going to be really helpful just to figure out what kind of things I actually don't like about the books that I'm reading. So it'll help me kind of avoid books that have those elements in the future. And I think that it might be very helpful for you if you are interested in figuring out that for yourself as well. And in terms of decorating the spread, of course, I had to add some more of those celestial stickers. But this time I kept them in silver, just because I wanted to keep the spread a little bit more neutral. And the final touch was just a few dots on the bottom of my heading to underline it a little bit and make it stand out just a little bit more. For the final spread in this setup, I knew that I wanted to use that same girl sticker that I used for my title page again, just because, I don't know, it felt kind of cool to end on the same note that I began. And of course, I'm also going to be using some craft paper for the heading. And I actually added one more sticker to the left of my heading, just because there was a little bit of an empty space there, and it was this brown clock sticker, again because it matched the color scheme. And this time I actually wanted to use the craft paper to decorate the spread a little bit as well, and not just for the heading, so I added a little piece of it behind the girl sticker, just to make things a little bit more interesting and to give the spread a little bit more of a, I don't know, scrapbooky feel. Of course, I had to add some washi tape. It is my favorite type of stationery after all, and this time I used some more of that silvery tree washi tape at the bottom right corner and a little bit to decorate the heading, and I also added a little bit of that peach washi tape to add some color. And my final touch was some more of those neutral sticker dots just to make the spread a little bit more interesting. And now it's time for the final flip through. And I can honestly say that I actually really like how every single spread of this setup came out. So I generally really like this setup. It's very neutral, sort of, in a way, or I guess as neutral as I get. But I really like the combination of a more neutral color scheme and a celestial starry theme, just because I haven't really seen that much, so I thought that it was kind of cool to combine those. But definitely let me know what you thought about this setup, and if you have a favorite spread. I'm really curious. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and that you have a wonderful month. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Be you, always. Bye!